Hi, it's Christina Williams again with Savvy Tech Consulting. Let's try to find out about Instagram stories. Okay, so Instagram stories is very similar to Snapchat stories if you use Snapchat or what they're calling Snap now. It's the same concept of the 24-hour disappearing content. Okay, so you can, throughout the 24 hours, take photos and videos and post them to a timeline, sort of very interactive story feed that appears at the top of your Instagram news feed, right? So if I keep scrolling up and down, these are just individual pictures and videos of who I follow and who I'm friends with on Instagram. Okay, but if I tap my home key at the bottom left, it'll take me to the top of the Instagram news feed, and you can see anybody that is using the story feature, they'll be listed here. So my motherhood, the motherhood and the Ellen show I'm following on Instagram, and they've created a my story in the last 24 hours. The motherhood has this pink ring around it, which tells you that you've not seen that story yet. And the Ellen show does not have one because I've already watched it. So let's watch a story in action from The Ellen Show. Okay, so you can add as you go throughout your day. I've added one. I'm going to delete it in just a few minutes, but it's just very sample. I took a photo of a computer, right? Blah, it's boring. We want to see action, right? Behind the scenes, where you're at, what you're doing for your business. So I'm going to tap my story. Boring. Okay, but let me tap it again and show you some things. So if I tap my story, then tap the bottom right three dots, it'll let me delete the story, share it, save, and change my story settings. Okay, so that's the three dots at the bottom right. Let me go back to my story. And the thing at the bottom, if you swipe up, it'll tell you who's been watching your story. So this is a really great interaction tool so that you can see which customers and businesses are actually watching your story throughout the day, right? Maybe you'll do a contest, maybe you'll send some thank you messages, just so that you can actually see who's been looking at your story, which I think is awesome. Okay, so let me just finish that. Okay, so it's always at the top of your news feed. But let's say you want to add something else to your story, right? So I'm going to swipe the app right, and this pops up. Okay, so you can press and hold the normal button in the middle to take a photo and upload it to your story. You can tap and hold the round button at the bottom up to a minute, and you can take a video. If you slide over to Boomerang, has this cool little infinity thing, it you can take up to 5 photos, post it as a boomerang video, and what the boomerang does, it just consistently goes back and forth with your 5 photos, really quick and fast and fun and easy. So it's really awesome, right? But let's say you have something that you've taken a picture of 24 hours ago and you want to add that to your story. So on this screen, you just swipe down. And in the last 24 hours, these are the things that you have, interacted with on Instagram, or that you took yourself from your camera, right? In the last 24 hours. Okay. So let's say I want to put this book on there. Yes, everybody has to read this book. It's really great. And so I'm going to add it to my storyline. But before I do that, I want to add some filters. Now, when you think filters and you've seen how Snapchat filters work, that is nothing like Instagram. So if you want those cool, fun, throwing up rainbows, butterflies, flower headbands, all those cool interactive filters, they're over on Snapchat. Okay? Instagram for now. Maybe it'll change. I'm not really for sure, but this mimics Snapchat, so you never know. All right, so on this screen at the top right, we have 2 options. The little pin marker, If you tap it, you can swipe down at the bottom and choose a color. You can write and draw on the photo. So there's a fine point tip at the top left. There's a fat highlighter pen, and this glowy kind of little one does some like glowy neon. So if ooh, I can draw things on it, right? So I'm going to undo this one. Undo, undo. Come on. Oh, there we go. All right. So maybe we'll draw just a little heart. Okay. And then I'm going to click done. And now I want to type somewhere on this screen. So I'm going to hit the AA at the top right, and I'm going to type a message. Must read. And done. Now here you can take the text that you typed, you can hold, move it, hold it. You can pinch it with your little fingers and rotate it. Move it around. So I'm going to change the color of it though. Okay. All right. And then you can either automatically at the bottom of the app, you can click save to your phone. You can click your story to automatically go and add it to your story. Arrow. And you can send it to your story, which we're going to do, right? Or you can send it directly to people or followers on your list, okay? I want everyone to see it, and your story is public. So if I press my story, and I'm going to click send. Right? So now let's check out my story to see what's happening. Now at the top you can see little white lines, which it gets to the end and it starts the next piece in your story. So let's watch that again. Thing if I'm going to tap my story again, this one says 13 hours ago I posted that one, and 32 seconds ago I posted that one. Right? So in that 24-hour timeline, it'll kind of let you know where they have been posting throughout the timeline. Okay? So I'm going to delete this story because hopefully I might take some photos real businessy today, so my followers can actually see something great. So I'm going to open my story, tap the 3 lines at the bottom, delete this photo from your story, delete, and then delete, delete. Okay, so and then there's a little plus symbol at my story now that says, hey, you know your story, and it'll let you do that. Okay, so I hope that helped you a little bit about my stories. I think they're really interactive and awesome. So just let me know what you think. Thanks.